Hello everyone, Deb Joyce Meek here from Delight of My Art, and I have another tutorial for you today. Today we're going to be using this Bunch of Blossoms stamp set with the coordinating Blossom Builder punch, which is so much fun. So we're going to be making this really pretty but simple thank you very much card. Isn't that nice? So inside it says, "Grateful for a friend like you." So nice and simple, but it kind of pops off the card. And I'm going to show you a couple different color combinations. We're going to try a new flower with purple today. So let's get stamping. Okay, so here's the project we're making today. I made a matching envelope because matching envelopes are so much fun. So the colors that I used in this one are Flirty Flamingo for the main background of the petals. The shadow on the petals is Calypso Coral. And I used Early Espresso for all of the outlines and the letters. I used Daffodil Delight in the background for the star shape in the center with a shadow of Peekaboo Peach, and again outlined in the Early Espresso. And then the leaves are Pear Pizzazz and Garden Green with the Early Espresso. So I'm going to do a different combination today with, we're going to do Sweet Sugarplum with Rich Razzleberry as the petals, and then the center star will be again the Daffodil Delight, but we're going to do a little bit different shape or pattern for the center here. And we're actually going to do the leaves with Daffodil Delight and then the shadow in Garden Green. Pardon my very stained ink pad there. And then again with the outlines in Early Espresso. So we're going to be using 5 different ink colors today. And then I'll show you where you want to stamp your images in order for you to have the least wasted paper for when you're making your punched images. Because of the positioning on each of these pieces, you want to make sure that you stamp it in a certain direction so that you make great use of your paper. So first of all, let's see, we'll do the petals first. So we'll get these out of the way for now because we need lots of room. We're going to have the Early Espresso for our outline, the Rich Razzleberry for the center. Let's see, there we go. And then the Sweet Sugarplum for the base. So I have those 3 bigger petals already on blocks. And I'm going to get out my note card. These are the note cards that come 22 a pack for $6. They come with the envelopes and the pre-scored note cards, which is a great deal. They have white right now, the Whisper White, and right now there's Crumb Cake in the catalog, which they're discontinuing for whatever reason by the end of this month, May. So you only can get the Crumb Cake color for 1 more month. But the Whisper White is awesome. A very good deal. A quick card, and it's plenty big enough. It's I think 3.5 inches by 5 inches, so it's just a little bit smaller than regular. So that's the note card. I'm going to set that aside because I'm going to be stamping on a strip of 1 1/4, just a strip here. I'm going to get my Stampin Pierce Mat and push these up just a smidge. Okay, so you're going to take your strip here. I'm going to set these off to the side here so we have a little bit more room. Okay, so I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. So taking a look at our punch, if we're using the big petal, I want to have the image come in from this side. So I'm going to be looking at my image. I want to do it upright on the right hand side of the strip in order to go in that side. So we're going to do it right here, full image in the Sweet Sugarplum here. Stamp that down. Next we get the Rich Razzleberry. Line that up. This is a 3-step stamp. And then the Early Espresso. And so we take that strip and we turn it upside down, put it right in the stamp, or I'm sorry, the punch, and punch that out. So that will be helpful to you to know. You won't get as many little flyaway pieces if you do it that way. Coming the other way, you get a little bit more waste, but it's still not bad. If you were to go from the top, you're wasting a whole bunch of paper. So that's why you want to make sure that when you cut your strips, you're stamping this petal sideways. Now for the smaller petal, you want to do it up and down on your strip. So I'm going to take my scissors, here they are, and cut this off so I'm not punching little pieces out from this piece. That's unnecessary. I'm going to have this. I had already printed or stamped more petals, so I'm not going to show you, make you watch me stamp a whole bunch of petals, but we'll do one of each, I think. So let me go ahead and clean my petals here, and we'll get the next size on here. This is a stamp heavy card, but it does go pretty fast. Okay, so we've got our blocks here. I'm going to take my smaller petal, which is right here, and the shadow and the outline. So we're going to go, this one will go up and down like this. In fact, we can probably go to the side on this one. You could do a skinnier strip if you want to save a little bit of paper. If you're doing five of them, you'll probably want to do 1-inch strip on the smaller petal here. The bigger one would be 1 1/4. So up and down for this petal, and we're going to come in from the side like this. Line it up just right, and punch. See, again, not very much waste on that. So I've got those. I think I need to do one more actually. I've got 4. Let's do one more. I really like this petal set. It's really nice. The sentiments on here are nice. I really like the font, which seems to go fairly well with the Rose Wonder set and the Balloon Adventures set, that kind of scripty font. I also noticed the same type of font on the, was it Feather? The Feather stamp set, which is continued in the new catalog too. So this part that you punched out already, just cut that off again to save little pieces flying everywhere. Okay, so punch this one, and again we're just left with this tiny little sliver that's a waste. Not so bad. Okay, so we've got 5 of each of those petals. I'm going to wash those stamps again. And now we'll do the leaves. So for the leaves, the bigger leaf is not actually part of the punch, so we're going to have to fussy cut that one out, and then we can punch out the smaller one. So for the leaf, you actually want to go on the top of your strip because you're going to be coming in like this, the top right corner. So you can take your, let's get my stamps off of my blocks now, and I can actually go to a one size smaller block. So I'm going to get the small leaf, and we're going to switch our ink pads here. We're done with the Sweet Sugarplum and the Rich Razzleberry. We're going to get our Daffodil Delight and Garden Green out. Okay, so I'm going to stamp in the Daffodil Delight here, up at the corner. And the shadow. This kind of gives a fun look to your leaves. Don't be afraid of putting yellow in your leaves. So it kind of makes a fun, adds a little bit more color to your piece too. And leaves do have a little bit of yellow in them sometimes. Now this is a little bit too wide of a strip, so I'm just going to cut this little corner off. That helps me get it in there better. Okay. Okay, we're going to punch out this little leaf. It looks like with the leaves, there's a little cutout on the main part, and I think that goes towards the bottom of the leaf. And then again, this one with the cutout on the shadow, I think it's pointing down this way. So just so you know to line those up. It's a little bit hard to figure out which way they go. I guess you could go either way to kind of give yourself a little bit more for that, more variety. Okay, I'm going to have another strip here for the bigger leaf. I'll wash my stamps again. Lots of stamping. Stamping is fun. That's why we do this, right? Okay, so I'm going to get my blacks again. Same colors. Go with my little bit bigger block size here. And the leaves. Okay, so we need the solid leaf, the shadow, and the outline. So again with the yellow, this is just going to be fussy cut so we can stamp this wherever we want. Like so. My green's not very juicy. Okay, so this is going to go, like to get it just so. Right there. And then this outline is kind of fun. It kind of floats around the whole thing. So, like that. I like how that looks. Okay, so let's fussy cut this out real quick, and then we'll go ahead and stamp right on our card with the stem. So that is next. So I'll just leave my ink pads open for a little bit longer, because this won't take long. Okay, so we've got the little leaf, the big leaf, and all 10 of our petals. And now we can take our card here. Let's scoot these to the side for now so I don't accidentally stamp on those. We're going to get the stem. This is the watercolored stem, and then I'm also going to use the solid one with green. So that's coming up here. So we're going to do, actually we're going to do the solid one in the green. I'm sorry, the watercolored one in the garden green, and then the solid stripe one in the yellow for a little bit of an accent. Okay, so I want to go a little bit off, so I put a little scrap paper down here. Just like that. I'm going to wash that one and put this one on there. I'm going to line it up right on the paper so I know that the curve is just right. And we're going to stamp this one in yellow, in the Daffodil Delight rather. Okay, just gives it a little two-tone right there. Give that one a little scrub. Now we're done with the Daffodil Delight and the garden green. And we'll just keep the early espresso out because we want to put our greeting on here too. Wash all my stamps. Lots of washing. I love this Stampin' Scrub for washing these stamps. It's a lot easier than the baby wipes I was using before. Although that will do if you don't have this yet. Okay, so I've got the thank you very much. It's ready to be stamped, but I want to lay out my things just to see where they go so I don't stamp somewhere where I'm actually going to be covering up. So I'm going to put my leaves on here like this. And then these will go in a circle around. So since I don't have to worry about the center being covered by these big petals, I'm just going to place those so that they touch each other on the edges, but they don't have to meet in the center. So that's about where I want those. So what I'm going to do is take my fast fuse. I want this one to pop up too. So I'm going to take my fast fuse. I'm going to take this one petal that's at the end of the stem here, and I'm going to push this up a little bit. I'm going to put some fast fuse just on the tip of the center part, and then I'm going to curve the petals a little bit and put it right where the other ones are, right where they all line up like that. Since that's down, I'm going to go ahead and do the leaves real quick. I want those curved up too. Let's have it all popping off the page. That's fun. I'm using the fast fuse because I think it's a better hold, and since these are a little bit of 3D elements kind of popping up, you don't want them to fall off. The last thing you want to do is give someone a beautiful project that you made and have it fall apart on them. So this one, oh, it's got a little sticky part, there we go. We'll just curve that leaf up too. Put that right there. Since those are on, I'm going to go ahead and stamp this so I can close up my stamp pad. Thank you very much. I love that font. It's so pretty. Okay, so now we can go ahead and just glue the rest of these petals. So just on the center again. Curve it up a little bit. Place these where I want them so you know where this one can go. And again on the bottom of the petals. Just a little bit of repeat process. This is super simple. It's just a little bit of time involved, but it's relaxing and fun. And you can do nearly any color combination. This is only limited by your ink colors here. So at the end I'll show you a couple different colors that I've already done. And I hadn't done this one yet, so this one's a new one. I really like this color combination. It's really pretty. Okay, so we got the bigger petals. Now we can go to the smaller ones. Let's go ahead and place those first. I put fast fuse on that one already. Let's just place these. These will go in between the other petals. And again, I want them to touch, but they don't necessarily need to meet in the middle because I just want them all to not overlap. You know, we forgot to stamp the star in the middle, so we'll do that after I glue these petals. Oops, come here, you. Guess you're next. Okay, so we got the center of this one. Curve it up. This stamp set and punch are so great because you can make these flowers appear that you just are seeing it from the side, or you can see it from the top of the flower like this. You can get the whole flower in there, or just do a few petals like this with the star shape kind of coming on the bottom like you see in the catalog is a better example, but this is just so great. I really like flowers. They're really great for thank yous, birthdays, wedding, gift tags. And this one's so fun. Okay, so there's most of our flower here. That looks really good. Okay, so now we're gonna take another strip and get out our Daffodil Delight again. I forgot to get these stamps out, so I'll have to pull those out. So I'll pull this back down. We're just doing Daffodil Delight in the early espresso again. I guess I can't close it quite yet. And this is just the main background piece, the more solid watercolor piece. And then I'm going to get out these little dots that will go in the center. So let's go ahead and stamp up the Daffodil Delight part. And again with this, you want to make sure that you'll be at the bottom of your strip because the top of your star will be at the top here. So do that. And then we'll do these little dots right in the center. Can you see that? That looks nice. I like how that looks. Okay, so then you just line that up with your punch. Whee! Okay, so we don't need that piece anymore. We're done with the punch, done with the stamps. I'll put them all away in a little bit. So with this, I'm going to curve up the edges again. It's going to be a little bit difficult to get the fast fuse right in the middle. I'm just going to use a glue dot right in the center. So curve up my edges here, get out my box of glue dots, close up my Daffodil Delight. I'll keep that open again for the center, their inside sentiment. Okay, let's see, here's one. I'm going to peel that off, stick it right on the center of the back. And I want this to go in between the petals too. So in between this, that makes the star right side up. Oh, isn't that cute? It's really easy to put together, but it really provides a nice wow card. And it's nice and small, it's inexpensive. This whole pack of 20 note cards is only $6. So, great, great deal. And I didn't even use a Big Shot, so this is something you can do if you don't even own a Big Shot yet. So let's see, what do we want for the inside? I didn't get that out either. How about You Matter to Me? That would be nice. I haven't used that one yet. Okay, so got stamps going everywhere. There's so many stamps in this set, which is so fun too. Alright, so let's place it out and then You Matter. I'm going to stamp them separately. Alright. Brand new stamp. You Matter. So beautiful. To Me. Oh, that really picked up the ink. I must kind of get that off of there. Whoops, pushed too hard. There we go. Good. You Matter to Me. So there's our card, and again you can match the envelope. Oops, where'd my matching envelope go? There it is. You can match the envelope to your card here, so I'm going to, I guess, get out my bigger leaf again. Let's see, where did you go? There you are. Okay, we got our big leaf. I feel like I'm missing a block. Oh, there it is. So thank you very much. You're hogging a block here. Okay, we're going to put our solid one on the smallest of the three because I don't need to line that one up with anything. I can see a little bit better through these bigger blocks, so that's fine with me for having not all the same size block. Okay, so we're going to get out our Daffodil Delight and our Garden Green again. Got stuff all over the table, and we're just going to stamp the envelope here. Okay. So let's make sure that this is pretty clean. Looks like it. Gotta make sure that your stamps are really clean before you stamp them in your yellow ink. You really don't want to mess those up. Okay, so I'm going to stamp this right in the center here with the Daffodil Delight, the Garden Green, and then Early Espresso. Wonderful. So let's go ahead and close these up. I'll show you all the different things that we used here. Okay, let's get all this stuff out of the way. So here's the card that we just made. Get all this out of the way. Here's the card I showed you earlier with the Flirty Flamingo. Here's one I did yesterday with Blushing Bride with the base and Rose Red as the shadow. I did not do an outline on this one, so that's what the difference is. It's a little bit more watercolor looking. Let's see if you can see that. The leaf colors on that are Daffodil Delight and Pear Pizzazz, and then the center here is Daffodil Delight with Peekaboo Peach. So that's what that combination looks like. And then I was having fun trying different colors out. So this one's like a rainbow, a rainbow flower. So this pink one here is Blushing Bride and Rose Red. This one is Peekaboo Peach with Calypso Coral. This one's Daffodil Delight with Peekaboo Peach. This one is Pool Party with Dapper Denim. And this one is just like this one with the Sweet Sugarplum, Rich Razzleberry. And the leaves are Daffodil Delight with the Garden Green with the outline of Early Espresso along with the sentiments. I also put Winko Stella on this one. If you can see that, it's a little bit shimmery. I put it on just the shadow parts of each of the pieces and along the stem. So that gives it an extra wow. This one I put Let's Celebrate Your Day, kind of like a birthday. Woo! Here we go. It's your birthday! Have a party. You got a rainbow flower. So here's all the different things. Let me know which one is your favorite. Are you going to try this? I would love to see anything that you guys stamp. If you could post it on my Facebook page, Delight of My Art. I would love to see anything that you guys come up with, especially if it's something from a video that I've done. Please make a comment below. I love that too. It makes my day. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask me. And if you'd like to purchase any of the supplies that you saw today, like this bunch of blossoms with the punch, the bundle is actually only around for 1 more month. And then you'd have to pay for each of these things separately. The stamp set with the punch. So if you want to save 10%, if this is on your list, I would recommend getting that this month in May. And I would absolutely be ecstatic to be your demonstrator. If you would like to purchase from me, you can go to www.delightofmyart.stampinup.net and then click on Order Now. So please have a great day, and I hope you enjoyed this project. Bye, guys.